Alright guys, so to start things off with our Baigan Choka, I got my hands on two medium-sized Baigan, Melongene, Eggplant. You want to make sure that they're smooth, there are no brown spots on them, and you want to make sure, most importantly, that they are soft. Baigan Choka without using soft baigans makes no sense. Next thing, I foiled my stove. This is because I'm going to be using my stove top to roast the baigan and I don't want to mess. So I have 2 cloves of garlic, and all I'm going to be doing is making a slit into each of the baigan, and I'm going to be placing 1 garlic in each one. You can slice them up if you want into smaller pieces and put them throughout, but 1 slit is fine with 1 garlic in each one. You want to make sure they're in nicely. You don't want them to be falling out, and we're going to be roasting our baigans next. So I have my 2 baigans on the stove top. Foil is going to keep the stove from getting messy. I'm just going to be leaving it on the stove, on the burners on medium heat. At this point, some people prefer to put a grill on top of the stove, or do it even in the oven as well. I like the roast flavor from the stove. So this is what the baigan is going to be looking like after a few minutes of roasting. You want to keep turning it on each side until it's nicely roasted. Next, we're going to be taking it off the stove, and I'm using a baking tray that I'm putting them on. I'm going to be making a slit right along the baigans, and I'm going to be using my knife and a spoon or fork, and what you're going to be doing is that nicely done roasted inside, I'm going to be scooping them out with a spoon preferably. You don't want to get any of the outer skin in the mixture, so you want to just be careful, open it out nicely, and you want to use your spoon or your fork to scrape everything up. These trays, you can purchase them at super suppliers. They are on Facebook. I will post the link down below so you can check them out for any of the kitchen items, baking items that you might need. They're on Facebook. You can just send them a message, give them a call, and you can get some nice stuff to use in your kitchen. So I got my bowl. I'm just going to be using my fork, my spoon, and I'm going to just be scooping it up, placing it into the bowl. Again, be very careful not to get any of the outer skin on it. It gives a bitter sort of taste, and yes, you don't want to get that in. So we're going to be doing the other one as well. Now, when you have 2 medium-sized baigan, you'd be surprised. It might be looking big, but when you actually finish roast them and you're making your Baigan Choka, it comes out to like almost nothing. So if you have a big family, you want to make sure that you get a couple of the baigans in to be roasted, but a husband and I too is more than enough for both of us. So the garlic, if you notice the garlic remain intact, that's okay. We're going to be mashing it up with our fork once we put everything into the bowl. So it can be tricky to get the skin off, but be careful, take your time and get it all in and put everything into your bowl. And next up, we're going to be using the fork, mixing up everything, smashing everything into smaller pieces. It shouldn't have much clumps or much big chunks because the baigan is supposed to be roasted until it's nice and soft inside. So everything should be nice consistency. You don't want any chunks in your Baigan Choka. At least for me, I prefer not having any sort of chunks in it. The garlic, you're just going to smash it with the fork. And next up, we're going to be adding some onions, some chopped onions, and also some salt, some black pepper, and you want to make sure and you're getting some hot pieces of pepper in there as well. So you might have my pepper. Put as much as you want. Baigan Choka is not the same without pepper. I would keep saying that in so many of my videos, but it's true. I like to eat pepper in my food. You want to thinly slice the onions. I don't like getting chunks of onions in the Baigan Choka, so you want to slightly thin them. thinly slice them. Not slightly thin them. Mix it all up nicely. And what we're going to be doing next is putting our oil to heat to chunky the choka. So put some oil up into my frying pan that I use. Make sure it's nice and hot. Once it's hot, pour it into the Baigan Choka. You're supposed to hear that sizzling sound. Be careful when you're mixing it. You don't want to get burned. Some oil could splash up, so be very, very careful when you're mixing it all up. But mix it up nicely. And at this point, you have your Baigan Choka all completed. Next up is to either make some roti, buy some roti, or eat it with some bake, whichever one you choose. I tried my hand at some roti. Unfortunately, the camera kind of shut down on me before I could even finish it. But thanks so much for watching, and be sure to give it a big thumbs up if you did like the video, and also share with all your friends and your family. Look out for more videos to come. Enjoy that Baigan Choka.